What's up, all? Today we're talking about the 2 things you need to get right in every single song. So I have been working in the music industry for about 15 years. It really doesn't seem like that long. And in those 15 years, I've probably worked with around 100 artists and corporations. And Georgann, Reto, and I have had this place for about 2 years now. And in that time, I'd say we've worked on about 24 projects. That's not a bad 2 years. The point is, about 95% of the people that I've worked with have all gone away super happy with their music. That's not a bad track record. Now, I don't want to talk shit about the other 5% or anything that weren't happy or anything like that. In retrospect, it was probably not a good idea to set their guitars on fire just to get good social media footage. But after a couple black eyes and lawsuits, you live and learn. But let's get back to that 95% that were happy, shall we? Specifically that 24 projects that have worked with me, Georgann, and Reto in this place. We're moving to a new studio, by the way. But we'll talk about that in a future video. Make sure to hit subscribe if you want to keep up with that. Meanwhile, back at the point, the theme with all of the happy ones, they say things like, this song is a bop. You guys made my song fire. This song knocks. This song slaps. You gave my song its final form. However they phrase it, they're saying we improved their song. Now, all 3 of us are producers, and we all have our different ways and methods of doing that. But there are 2 things that all 3 of us agree are the most important in a song. These 2 things are so important that if you get them strong enough, they can almost carry the entire song. Now, we're going to tell you the 2 things. We're going to tell you the bits to concentrate on for those 2 things. And then make sure to watch all the way through to the end, because we're going to give you an exercise using those 2 things to really up your songwriting game. Now, quick note, these things are nothing revolutionary or new. They are quite the opposite. But our goal is to let you know just how important they are. So if you're already concentrating on these things, bully for you. Keep it up, Rockstar. You're doing great. But still stick around to the end because the exercise is awesome. On the first thing, if your song has vocals, then they are the lifeblood of your song. Studies have shown that music with vocals has a higher propensity to keep people's attention. Even if vocals were not intended to be the focal point of the song, the ear will naturally zone into them. They will even zone into things that are even remotely vocal human-like. That's why for a while there you had all these producers that were making melody lines out of chopped up vocal bits. That wasn't just a cool thing to do for that style, it was also a strategic way to keep people's attention while the artist wasn't singing. I've even known people who wouldn't even bother with a song if it was an instrumental. That's how important vocals are. Spend a lot of time getting your vocals just right, and the way to do that is to concentrate on your melody, your subject matter, and your performance. If you're concentrating on your melody, make sure it's one that really fits with your song, and make sure people want to sing along to it. A good hint that it's if you're really looking forward to singing the chorus, then a lot of people are going to be looking forward to singing it too. And then of course your performance has to be top notch as well. And I don't mean a performance like The Voice performance or American Idol performance. You don't have to have all the acrobatic vocal chops. I mean performance regarding sincerity and emotional content. We need emotional content. Let me know down in the comments if you know that movie reference. And subject matter is basically your lyrics. Georgann has some great tips on writing lyrics in our songwriting video, so check that out after you're done with this video, of course. On to super important song thing 2. Should I do like Georgann and like second tip? How does she do it? Or drums. Reto and I both started out as drummers. Reto likes to say the best producers start out as drummers. If lyrics are the lifeblood of your song, then drums are the heartbeat. I actually didn't plan for the heartbeat lifeblood things to actually work together like they do, but kind of worked out. But let's roll with the lifeblood heartbeat analogy for a second. If the track has a healthy heartbeat, then it's a healthy song. If the track has an unhealthy heartbeat, then it's an unhealthy song. And when I say strong, I don't necessarily mean big. Strong drums can be big and bombastic like in a rock song, or they can be intimate and quirky. They could be programmed, they could be acoustic, they could be a hybrid of both acoustic and programmed. Graveyard by Halsey has a super strong drum track, and it's really just a kick, snare, and some claps. The way to get a super strong drum beat is is to concentrate on the rhythm, which in this context is the part that goes throughout most of a section or a song, the structure where I'm referring to breakdowns and fills, and the sound of the drums themselves. With acoustic drums, that's how they were recorded, how they were processed, and then with programmed drums, then I mean the sounds that you picked and how they were processed. Drums are so important that they are one of the first things that you can change to completely alter the style of the song. And if you look at the artists out there who've lasted decades in their career as opposed to just 3 or 4 years or one-hit wonders, even though they have styles that are uniquely their own, the way they write and process their drums changes over the decades of their career. These decade-long juggernauts of artists, they know that drums have to go with the times. And this goes the other way around too. If you're trying to create a retro style, then you need to make sure those drums sound like that era. That's how important drums and the sound of those drums are to a style of a song. You can create iconic moments with drums. In the 80s, there was this song called In the Air Tonight by Phil Collins. But freaking a million years later, you play that song and there's still a whole bunch of people listening who will start air drumming to it.
This is my favorite part coming up right now. I can feel it coming in the air tonight.
If your song has drums and or percussion, of course, then make sure those are on point and your song will be super hard to resist. Final note, it doesn't matter as much as you think whether you do or don't play drums. It helps. But sometimes getting the perfect drum track is really a matter of spending the time to find the perfect loop or loops. Drums and vocals, guys. These things are what me, Georgann, and Reto agree are the most important in a song. And I don't think it's a coincidence that these two things resonate with people across all styles, across all ages. Even a baby, if they're walking, hears a great drum rhythm and they start instinctively dancing. People hear an awesome melody being sung and it stirs emotions. And that brings us to our exercise. We want you to write a song using only vocals, drums, and one instrument to carry the melody if needs be. If you feel while writing this song that the song needs more, do that by altering the drums or the vocals only. If you can get your song 90% of the way done just by tweaking the drums and the vocals, we really think you're gonna have a banger on your hands. Any instruments you add after that are just gonna make the song jump out of the speakers. As a matter of fact, if you do this and you feel like sharing, we want to hear it. As of this video, we're still a new channel, so I don't know how many submissions we'll get. But if you want to share it with us and we get enough, we'll react to our favorites in a future video. Make sure to contact us via social media or through our website to submit. And that is it, guys. We look forward to your submissions. We already started the process of moving out of this studio into the new one, so I don't know how many videos more we'll have with this background. Probably some of them will be posting from home while the new studio gets set up. You know, the thing I'm gonna miss the most is that little bit you see right here. That's a window out into the live room. That's super fun. Thank you so much to all of you who made it to the end. We really appreciate you. We hope this helped. If you got any value out of this, please give us a like, give us a subscribe. As always, if you want us to elaborate on anything or if you have any questions, let us know down in the comments. Remember, we post with new content every Friday, so until then, go write the next big hit.